So my computer doesn't seem to be working when it comes to Facebook Live. It starts out and then poof, it goes gray. So I'll try to figure out what's going on because this is really not fun. But today is day number 6 in my series of 10 videos on how to be the master of your love life. And today's video topic is that we tend to look for what's wrong with men instead of what's right. We have this way of coming into dates and looking for how it's not going to work. Hey Helene, welcome. I'm so glad you joined. And my daughter's coming in, so I am going to go move to another room. You came home right in the middle.
What?
I'm right in the middle of my live video, so I'm going into another room. I specifically asked my daughter not to come home between 12 and 12:15. So much for people listening. Anyway, so what do? We look for what's wrong with men. We look for how men are going to hurt us, how they're going to be boring, how they're either going to be out of our league or they're going to be beneath us or above us. Let me know if that is true for you. And so here's what I suggest instead, and this is what I do with my clients. I suggest that you go into dates looking for 3 things that you like about a man. And this is true for not just when you're on the date, but when you're on a phone call or when you're looking at profiles. Look for what's good. We tend to go, oh my God, he just mentioned this thing and it was negative, so you write him off completely. Or he doesn't ask you a question, so, oh, he must be a narcissist. We tend to make these broad sweeping conclusions about men, and it's really important if you want to find love and you want to be the master of your love life, that you start looking for what's good, for what's right. And this isn't just for men, this is for anybody. It's a little secret tip that this will make you a happier person all around when you look for what's common instead of what's different. So I want to share a story, and this isn't about dating, but it's about something that happened with me on my trip to Israel, and it was on my trip home from Israel. So I flew Royal Jordanian Airlines, and I was a little nervous as a Jewish woman. I had heard, you might be profiled, and I didn't know what it was going to be like. It turned out to be an amazing experience because I looked for what was good. And what I noticed was there was more leg room than most flights. The what do they call, flight attendants were incredibly supportive. Food was delicious. And on the way home in particular, the planes were amazing. The airport is gorgeous. I had a stopover in Amman, Jordan. And the airport was much nicer than Kennedy Airport in New York, which is kind of falling apart. So I was looking for what was good because there was some fear there, just like there is on dates, that there might be something really uncomfortable for me. And on the way home, I was sitting next to a man. He was probably in his late 20s, early 30s, and he was returning back to London where he lives now. And he was from Jordan. He was from Amman. And so we started talking about our unconscious biases and how we both grew up in very religious homes that were extremely biased against others. It was a lot of I'm right, you're wrong thinking, not just in my home, but also in my school. And let me know if you also grew up in a home that had a lot of right or wrong thinking, a lot of black and white, I'm right, you're wrong thinking. And what this does is it sets us up to look at people as other, as different, as wrong, as scary, And it's taken me a long, long time to work through these unconscious biases. And it goes for dating and it goes for the rest of our lives. And so the fascinating conversation I had with this young man was all about how we both grew up with these biases and how both of us are much more open-minded now and much more spiritual and less religious, less all about we are the chosen ones, we are the right ones, everybody else is the wrong ones. And I think this is a healthy way to look at life. And what I also wanted to point out was that this man had his girlfriend next to him. She was Puerto Rican. Now, he never, I am sure, would have dated a Puerto Rican woman who had gone to college in the United States, ended up in London. They both are living together. They both come from such different backgrounds, but they found commonality. So let me know in the comments what your experience is. Do you go into dates looking for what's different, what's wrong, what's other, or do you go in looking for what's common, what's good? Let me know and I will check back, and stay tuned for day 7 tomorrow, and let me know if you can guess the topic of the day. Talk to you later.